お疲れ. I have a quick question for you. Do you know what this means? 言っといてよかったわ. Most learners have no clue what this sentence actually means. But Japanese people say it all the time. If you want to sound natural and connect deeply in Japan, this kind of phrase is unskippable. Textbooks will teach you polite, correct sentences, but that's not how we talk to someone we are close with. So today, I teach you a few real casual speech patterns that you can start using today in many situations. They're the kind of stuff we use with friends, with partners, co-workers, in daily life. And they're gonna make you dangerously sound natural. Let's get into it. Alright, let's get started with the one I just showed you in the beginning, which is toite yokatta. It's hard to get the meaning when we are just looking at this toite yokatta itself. So let me give you the example first. 早く寝といてよかった. This sentence means I'm glad I slept early. 早く寝といてよかった. So this といてよかった, this といてよかった shows that you feel relieved, like you're glad you did something. So how do we use it? I'm gonna teach you in the most simplest way possible. So first, what you gotta do is take the past tense, so which is ta form. Like for example, neta. Neta is the past tense of neru, which means to sleep. And then once you got the ta form, you have to remove ta. So you have to remove this ta, neta. So now you got ne, right? Just ne. And add toite yokatta. So it becomes ne toite yokatta. I'm glad I went to sleep. So it shows that you feel relieved, like you're glad you did something beforehand, like in advance. So yeah, so 早く寝といてよかった just means I'm glad I slept early. 早く means early, right? Let me give you another example to help you make it stick. So how do you say to study Japanese? 日本語勉強する. Did you say 日本語を勉強する? Nah, that's too stiff.Just remove that shit. We remove を日本語を勉強するじゃなくて日本語を勉強する。日本語を勉強する is the verb for to. 日本語 is Japanese. And 勉強する is a verb that translates to study, right? To study or to learn. This is the plain form. 勉強する. So what is the past tense of 勉強する? 勉強した, right? した。する is a regular verb, so just gotta remember this one. した is a past tense of する. 勉強した. So how do we say, I'm glad I studied Japanese? Like maybe the situation could be something like this. You meet a Japanese person in your home country outside of Japan. And you're so happy that you're able to talk to them. In those moments, you want to say like, oh, I'm glad I studied Japanese, right? But how do we do this? I mean, it's simple. Basically, you just gotta remove the ending. That's it. And add 解いてよかった at the end. So it becomes 日本語勉強しといてよかった, right? 日本語勉強しといてよかった. That's how you use it. There's nothing hard. As long as you know how to form past tense, this one is like a breathing. This one is super easy. So if you have mastered top form, that's your next step.Let's move on. So the next one is 言うて. Oh, by the way, I post this kind of daily quest inside the community. So if you want full access to this kind of everyday, natural, casual phrase that you can use in so many situations, just join the community. So this 言うて basically means I mean, but still, let's be real. When you think about it, this can mean so many things. But this is supernatural. Many Japanese people say it every single day. So this one is like a reality check. And it adds perspective.It's more like chill. And so you can say the sentence when somebody is feeling down about their performance or whatever. And you can say something like this. 言うて、そんな悪くなかったよ。言うて、そんな悪くなかったよ。Let me give you another example. Let's say the jacket you wanted for so long time got sold out, so you couldn't buy it. But when you look back, it doesn't look that good. Maybe you're just feeling fear of missing out. In those moments, you can say something like this. 言うて、そんなかっこよくない。It's a speech pattern.This is gonna be, there's a lot to explain about this, so I'm not gonna explain it here. I can make a whole one video about this, so I'm not gonna explain it here. But if you want me to make a video about this, Jan, yeah, leave a comment. Alright, let's move on. Alright, the next one is makuru. Okay, this one is super useful. Makuru. So makuru is a native way to say do something like crazy, like do it a ton, like do it so many times, crazy amount of times. It adds intensity, energy, like you went all out. Like you did something life worth of times. So how to use it is you have to take the verb stem, which is mas form, and remove mas, and then add makuru. So it becomes 食べます kimasu. So 食べる, the mas form of 食べる is 食べます, right? But we don't need masu, so we just keep 食べ and add makuru at the end, and it becomes 食べまくる, not to eat crazy amount. Or if you're a textbook learner or you started learning Japanese from average Japanese teachers, you should be expert of this. Mas form, like 食べます ikimasu, right? Maybe you learn this as a default plain verb form, but the truth is it's not. So just take the mas form and remove mas and add makuru at the end. So another example you can use is this. Nihon ikimakuru. What's going on here is ikimasu is the mas form of ikimasu. Means to go. What's going on here is mas is removed and makuru is just added at the end. Nihon ikimakuru, which means I go to Japan so many times. I go to Japan all the time. I keep going to Japan. Something like that. Or the next sentence, or the next example, or I can give you another example. Kintore shimakuru. Kintore shimakuru. Kintore is workout, and the verb we use here is suru. But suru of mas form is shimasu, right? Shimasu. You probably heard Nihongo benkyou shimasu とかね. But mas is removed here, and makuru at the end, so it becomes shimakuru. Kintore shimakuru. Like I work out like crazy. Like I work out all the time. I work out like every single day. So this makuru is really useful to express something you do so many times, like crazy. So instead of saying たくさん日本に行きますとか、たくさん日本に行く. So instead of those robotic sentences, just use makuru. And I assume you already export of mas form, so this shouldn't be hard. Alright, let's move on. The next useful pattern that I want to give you that you can start using today immediately is ta tokoro. Ta tokoro is a native way to say I just did something. I just did something. So we use this right after finishing the action, but usually when somebody asks you about it. So how to use this is just gotta take the past tense, ta form. We got ta form again and add tokoro at the end. Or you can even shorten it to toko. I use this one more often than tokoro. Let me give you an example. 今帰ったところだよ. 今帰った means got home now, alright? So by adding this tokoro becomes I just got home now. After you add this tokoro, it just becomes I just got home now. So this tokoro shows that you just finished doing something, alright? You just did something. And dayo is just a casual speech pattern that adds the vibe of you're telling this to someone. Maybe your friend called you and they ask you, 今どこ? Like, where are you now? 今どこ? You can say, 今帰ったとこだよ. Did you hear it? I didn't say go, right? So like I said, you can shorten it to toko. 今帰ったとこだよ. So another example that can be useful for you is maybe you want to say, I just ate now. 今食べた. 食べた is a past tense of 食べる, which means to eat, right? And then what do we do here? So simple, right? Just have to add toko or tokoro. 今食べたとこ. Alright, let's move on. Yeah, this one is easy, right? Just have to take the past tense and add tokoro or add toko. Alright, the last one. This one is gonna make you sound super natural. You definitely heard this Japanese people saying all the time. If you watch Japanese drama, movies, or animes, you've definitely heard this. どうしよっかな. This is a thinking phrase. Like, this is a reflecting phrase for when you're wondering what you should do. Like, you don't know what to do. So you can either use this in a conversation or just when talking to yourself. どうしよっかな. So like, for example, どうしよっかな. 行こうかな. Do I go? And this kana is a casual speech pattern that shows wondering tone. Like, you're thinking, you're wondering, or you're reflecting. But in this case, you're just wondering. 行こうかな. Should I go? Do I go? That's what that means. Alright? Maybe you're wondering if you should start learning kanji. You can say something like this. どうしよっかな. 漢字勉強しようかな. どうしよっかな. 漢字勉強しようかな. So this しよう is a volitional form of suru, which means to do. So this word itself means like let's do, like let's do. But when we combine it with kana, it becomes, oh, should I start learning kanji? Like, should I? I'm wondering. That's why it changed to. Alright, that's it. The reason these phrases are so important is simple. This is how real Japanese people talk. If you don't understand how we actually talk casually, you'll never be able to make real friends, get into relationships, or truly feel like you belong here. Because you already know that the language isn't just words, it's connection. And without that, life in Japan can feel extremely lonely. So if you want more real phrases like this, or the complete system that helps you master casual Japanese, I built community. The community is where you get full access to daily courses like this, and then you can post your own sentences there and get direct feedback from me. You also get access to the casual Japanese course, group calls, and a community of serious learners like you. So if you're serious about transforming your Japanese and build real connections in Japan, so the link is in the description. Go check it out. And hit the like button because I'm gonna keep dropping the real stuff nobody else teaches. And also subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. Let's get over the foreigner phase. お疲れ。